Ready? Mm-hmm. Hi, my name's Dave Holbert. I'm the head kayak instructor here at Bay Creek Paddling Center. And today we're just going to walk you guys through everything that you need to know to get ready to go out in a kayak for an hour on the water. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay guys, so once you've gotten here and you've gotten settled, we're gonna bring the group over to the life jacket bins. And as you come over to the life jacket bins, we're going to make sure that you get sized properly for the appropriate life jacket. So you can see by the signs here over the life jackets, the yellow vests are extra small/small, blue jackets are medium/large, and then the red jackets are extra large/double extra large. So each color covers 2 sizes. Can I have a volunteer from the group here so that we can size you up? All right. So once you've determined what size jacket you are, you're going to grab it out of the bin, and it goes on just like a vest. So the important thing about life jackets, guys, is it needs to fit snugly. If you were to go in the water, you don't want the vest to pop up around your ears like this. It's going to make things very hard. You want it to fit snugly around your torso, but you also want to be able to be comfortable. You want to be able to breathe easily. So when you're getting your life jacket fit, once you've got it on, go ahead and buckle up your straps starting at the bottom. So bottom strap, middle strap, and top strap.
Click it together.
Perfect. And once your straps are connected, you're just going to go ahead and cinch up your straps like this.
Make them really tight.
So the test should be, if you were to go in the water, you want that vest to stay snug around your torso and again not pop up around your ears. So this is a really nice fit, and the better your life jacket fits, guys, the more comfortable you'll be when you're in your kayaks.
And safe too.
There you go. All right. Okay guys, so this is a tandem or a 2-person kayak. These boats are 14.5 feet long. They've got a nice open cockpit, which is the area that you sit in, and they've got nice comfortable high back seats. So when you're getting in one of these boats, staff member's going to be down on the dock. They're going to be holding the boat, stabilizing it for you while you get in. Each paddler is going to have a paddle. These paddles have the Aquabound logo on the face of the paddle. You want to be able to read this logo right side up. That's how you know that the paddle is in the correct position. Sure. On the back side of the paddle, guys, you'll see this spine running down the back. You never want to be looking at this spine. So if I'm holding a paddle properly, I'm holding it like this, I can read Aquabound right side up, and I'll never see the back side of the paddle. So that's the first thing that you need to know about paddling. Now you've got the paddle right side up. When you get in the boat, guys, you're going to be sitting. Can I have Linda hop in the front of the boat here? So we'll have 2 people in the boat, and the way tandem boats work, guys, the person at the bow of the boat, in the front of the boat, is going to be in charge of setting the paddling pace. So when Linda wants to start paddling, it's important that we communicate. Hey Linda, let's start paddling. Let's start out on our left side.
Good.
So we're going to paddle forward on our left side. So the paddle's going to go in, up at our toes, and then we're going to draw back until the paddle gets to our hip. And what that's going to do is now we're set up to take a stroke on our right side. So in at our toes and back to the hip. Left, right, left, right. It's important that you match paddle strokes with the front paddler, because if you don't, then keep going. Then your paddles will hit and it becomes awkward. So you're going to be most efficient, and it's going to be easiest to paddle if you try and match paddle strokes with your front paddler. So if you'll notice, while we were paddling, I started calling out left, right, left, right. That's a really good habit to get into when you're starting to paddle with someone you've never been in a boat before. And then as you get more comfortable with each other, maybe you don't have to call out every stroke. So that's paddling forward. To paddle forward, the paddle goes in front of us and we draw back.
Good question, Dave. How do you know who should sit in the front or who should sit in the back?
So a lot of times it's going to be weight. You generally want the heavier paddler in the stern of the boat, in the back of the boat, because whenever you paddle a boat, you push the bow down into the water, back of the boat lifts up. If you've got a really light paddler in the back of the boat, on a windy day, the boat will get blown around and it'll be a lot harder to control the boat. So I think I'm heavier than you, Linda. All right, good question.
How about direction? How do we know how to turn the boat?
So if you need to turn the boat, basically you can paddle on one side of the boat and it will push the bow of the boat to the opposite side. So if Linda and I want to turn to the left, Linda, let's take a right hand stroke and a right and a right and a right. And now we've turned around facing the way we want to go. And now we can start paddling straight again.
Now, something that happens sometimes is I go into the weeds.
If you go into the weeds, you may need to back up. So, a reverse stroke. All right, Linda, we're in the reeds here. We've got to back up.
Again?
Again. All right, on our left-hand side, let's put our paddle in at our hip and push forward. And now on the right side, push forward. Left, push forward. Right, push forward. Okay, we are out of the cattails. So those are the key strokes that you'll need to know when you're out on the water. Paddling forwards, turning, and backing up.
One more question.
Yes.
How do we know how far our hands should go on the paddle? Like, what's a good position?
So a good position, guys, is first center the paddle on your body. So you want to make sure that the paddle is centered, and then you don't want your hands all the way out here because you'll be doing a lot of work and it won't be very comfortable. But you also don't want your hands way in here because then it's really hard to control the paddle. So I usually tell people about 3 or 4 inches outside of your shoulder is where your fist should be.
Does this look good?
That looks good. All right, nice comfortable grip right there. And don't over grip on the paddle. Nice loose grip on the paddle.
How far should you hold it from your body?
Pretend you've got a beach ball in between your torso and your paddle shaft. This is where all your power is going to be. What we don't want is this. This is what we call a T-Rex paddler. Tyrannosaurus Rex is the worst paddling dinosaur of all the kayaking dinosaurs. Right out here is where all your power is. All right. Any other questions while we're sitting in the boat? Perfect. All right, to flip it over for you. Once it's flipped over though, there's gonna be a bit of water in there. So all you're gonna do is you've got these deck lines here and you've got this handle. Just gonna slide it up like this. Once it's up like this, you can see it's already wanted to tip one way or the other.
This just for us. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
So let it tip. And then as it's tipping, just continue that tipping motion like this. Get the boat upside down. And then shake it around a little bit. That'll get most of the water out. And flip it back upright like so. And then once you've done that, you'll just bring the boat around like this. You can use one of your paddles. So you can use your paddle to kind of go across the boat like this and stabilize it. Have the back person climb in while you're stabilizing it, and then move it forward. Have the front person climb in. You can have the back person hold on to your boat as well. You get them back in the water. They should be getting into a relatively dry boat because you emptied it out for them. And then on a nice sunny day like this, they can just continue right on paddling You know, easy as that. So, if we do have a capsize, you know, the one thing I want to mention, because it did happen last year, please, if you're one of the leads or sweeps, have Bay Creek's number. You know, make sure you've got our phone number. If anything goes wrong, please call us, not the police. Last year we had a 911 call, and all the police do when they get a 911 call is they call us and ask us to go get them. So don't waste the sheriff's time. If it's something that we figure we can't handle, let us call the sheriff. But you know, 9.99999 times out of 10, we'll just jump in a boat and help you out, and then everybody gets back on the water and you're good to go. So have our number, and you know, obviously if someone is cut and bleeding and you know really in trouble, call the appropriate emergency services, but always try and call us first. All right. Any other questions about rescuing or anything like that while I'm sitting in a boat? All right, is going to go right down this channel here, right past 3 and 5. And then when you get to this junction here, you will stay to the left of this center island. And this is what we call the main channel. So this is the kind of easiest path. You're gonna come up to here. When you get to this next junction here, instead of continuing on towards 6, we'll actually have you double back and paddle down through. This is kind of a tight, meandering channel. It's actually really pretty, and it's a little bit secluded. And it pops right out into this slightly wider channel where you've got a lot of lily pads, you've got a lot of turtles usually hanging out on logs. Usually good to see a couple of blue heron somewhere in there.
He's in the shop. Yeah.
And as you paddle through here, you'll get to the pond. And once you get to the pond, like I said, station your lead boat here, and then just let those guys explore everything out in here.
Which is right there.
It's right over there. Yep. So that's, you know, and then once you're done exploring, it's just a short shot right over to the docks again. It's not a super long paddle, but you'd be surprised how much time it takes with, you know, people bouncing off the reeds at the start of it and things like that. It's also a paddle that we do, you know, we do it with kindergartners. And it's a nice paddle. Like the reason we take the grade school kids back there is because you're always guaranteed to see some wildlife. And you know, it's almost like we pay the animals to be there. They're always there. So it's a really cool experience for folks who are visiting and you know want to get a taste of being back in the wetlands. You're never that far from the shop. If you stick to this route, we will know where you are, and that way, if we get a call, we can ask you for a couple of landmarks, and then we know which way will be faster for us to go and get you, you know, and help you out.
Yeah, so we will stick to this route.
It's a great route, you know. It's a really pretty route. It's it always has enough water. So as we get, when do you guys? Are you just in July, or are you some in August as well? Well, as we get later into the season, our water stops.
Depends on the weather. So
Yeah, okay.
We've got a couple of rain days in August. That's
we start losing a little bit of water, but that route always has enough water so that it's passable. So any questions on that route? Yep.
So you were saying earlier, going to the left when we get to number 5, is the Swan's Nest on the opposite
No,
side of it?
the Swan's Nest is right about here.
Okay,
So right in the pond.
almost on the way.
So you'll come through here. If you're not looking for it, you'll miss it.
Okay.
Because this kind of juts back. Literally, the Swan's Nest is like right there.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's why it's nice to have them explore in there. You know, and again, just make them aware. Keep their distance back there, but sometimes the swans aren't in their nests. Sometimes you'll run into them out in the creek somewhere.
As long as you're not invading their personal space.
Yeah,
they're
and
not gonna come chasing.
Our swans, quite honestly, have been here almost as long as I've been here. They're used to people.
Okay.
The cygnets are a little bit older now, so they're not super protective. But if you come like this close to them, they'll probably hiss at you. So, give them 10 feet clearance, and they're usually pretty happy.
EA 27.
EA27, also known as Penny.
Now, some of the swans have been banded, so
The
that's how
DEC
they-
keeps track of how many offspring they have. And, EA27 has been here for since 2007, I think.
As long as I've been coming here, and I've been like 12 years here.
Oh, so longer than that then.